Hey, everybody, this is George, and welcome to another show. It has been quite a production. We've been working on the green screen. Can't you tell that's green? And trying to get everything working because I don't like to sit. I actually like to stand when I present and go over the market updates and, really make sure that this is a really good presentation. Yeah, and that way it brings some value to you guys. Anyway, we're only into this, I don't know, since like 8 o'clock this morning, and we finally got this thing to work. So after all that work, hang on a second, I need to switch it over to here. After all that work, make sure you subscribe. Again, there's no selling here. The best part is you're going to get some really, really great information. And that really is, at the end of the day, what we're looking for. So you can make the best business decision, for you and your family. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So we're starting to do these twice a week. Wednesday, we started off with kind of a quick update, giving you guys an idea where things are at. Some of the transitioning lending rates, and in fact, it's so funny, on Wednesday, we got quoted some really good pricing for one of the homes and multifamily that we were looking at. And then by the following morning, it had gone kind of the other way. But then again, on Friday morning, whoop, it came back. So understand, the rates, they go up and down all the time, okay? What happens in the morning does not happen in the afternoon. So keep that in mind as you're looking at mortgage rates and trends and buy downs and things like that. All right. So let's delve into this. I want to keep these relatively short. That's again, one of the reasons that we looked at doing two of these. So hang on a second. I'm supposed to flip screens here. All right. So there we go. So you can see as of today, 719 of these actually came on market. And we're going to do our new fancy tool here. We're going to see if this works. Along with that, there we go. 1,135 went pending. 466 actually went to actually sold. Why is this important? That's super important because, for those of you that think that our market is, I don't know, like sinking with the tidy bowl, man, it's not. We're actually doing really well. Now, okay, fine. We didn't hit Zillow's top 10 greatest markets to be in. Miami happened to hit number 1. But as we go through some of the stats, as we go through some of what we're seeing today, what's going on, you're going to see that there's a reason that buyers are becoming more and more active. To have the interest rates where they're at today, hey, look, I get it. Okay. Yeah, they're not the 3%. They're not even the 4%. Heck, they're not even 5.5%. But we are where we typically, historically, normally ride. And so if you're not comfortable with where rates are today, well, you got to get there. And I'm sorry. Now, yes, towards the end of Q1 here, we're expecting rates to kind of drop down. There's a lot of support that we're seeing. We're seeing some of those metrics kind of come into play as we predicted. Some of the bigger head sheds out there, like Fannie, Freddie, some of the other folks. In fact, Matthew Gardner, super smart guy. Lawrence Yoon at NAR, National Association of Realtors. They're again super smart guy, much smarter than I am. But anyway, they actually are siding with some of our predictions that we made last year and been kind of carrying forward. So keep it in mind. But listen, hey, when the rates come down into the 5s, in which we're expecting, understand all the buyers are going to come out, all of them, okay? And everybody's going to try and secure a home. And our inventory is already, it has not recovered yet. So anyway, so let's go on to the next one, right? All right. So when we pop over and we take a look at kind of what we're trending here, right? So as you can see right here, did that work? Oh, push the wrong button. There we go. As you can see right here, our pendants are up year over year. And that is actually really kind of a surprising thing because interest rates are, as you will see later, are double. And then, of course, you can see that some of our sales numbers there, are not that super fancy. Okay, well, again, when you talk about taking numbers, when we talk about numbers, we're talking about mortgage rates, and you are literally doubling them. Okay, people are going to step back and whatnot, and that's it. That's a given. However, I know that there's some of the naysayers say, George, inventory isn't everything. I understand inventory isn't everything. And some of you are saying, well, we have this looming foreclosure list that's coming out. And I just smile and I say, guys, you need to even take a look at what Adam, ATTOM, I reported on that on Wednesday. Go back and listen to Wednesday's show. Look at even what they're saying. Listen, our foreclosure inventory is not going to be what it is in 2008. I don't care what some of these folks are saying out there. And I don't build a show based on sensationalism and whatnot. I create quality information, and it's consistent, and I can back up all of my numbers. My friends over at Trend Graphics, they're awesome sauce, and they help us with this. And we delve in a little bit deeper. So Dennis, and I'm forgetting his tech guy. Again, a shout out to you guys for helping. I pay for that service. That is not given to us. So this is not a social commercial at all. I'm just a sincere thank you. All right. So, hey, let's move on to our next one. I'm going to use my little super bipper here. So the super bipper has to say, if I get that over to there we go. All right. So you might be saying, George, what the heck number is this? Well, this is our new construction. And what's super interesting about this, when you take a look at these numbers and it says, oh my gosh, new construction, it's just suffering horribly. Okay, well, I get everything is in perspective, right? Because when you take a look at all of the numbers, if you have a really tiny number, okay, and you double that tiny number, of course it's going to look big, but they're tiny numbers. Our new construction is still way low. Sure, if you take a look at the number of homes that sold and everything else that that were coming through, it doesn't look very glamorous at all. But what's super interesting? People have been listening because I know for a fact that there's a lot of new construction that's being gobbled up right now. And in fact, that is why you saw some of those pended numbers are actually creeping up. Why? Because people are understanding when you're getting incentives by some of the big companies out there. Heck, I just received one from Toll on their Sammamish product. Look, you can get $100,000 in upgrades and buy downs. $100,000. You don't even have to do anything. Is there more room there? Sure. Experienced agents know how to get that 100 to about $130,000. And you should be talking. If you're looking at, now granted, you need to be in 1.8 to 2.3. But if you are, and you want to save, 5, 10%, 5, 7% really, hey, reach out to your agent that is experienced with dealing with new construction. Not every agent knows this. Limited service agents, they have no clue. They have none. Okay, sorry, they just don't. Their goal is to get your job, to get your home under contract and closed and move on to the next one, because they discount so far that they do not have the ability and the skill sets to spend the time to negotiate, get you the best terms. Anyway, that's my humble opinion. Note, I did not mention any names, nor shall I. We all have our different business models. Be super careful, and especially in a market like today. All right, people who negotiate their commissions, whether it's listing or helping you on the buy side, when their only tool is negotiating their commission, you need to look elsewhere. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. Humble said, I'll get off my soapbox. All right. Moving on. Hit the little super bipper here. And we're going to move over to, there we go. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the stats. Northwest MLS did 84,000 and change, transactions last year. And the big number here, right? Whoop, push the wrong button again. Right there, $64 billion. All right. Now, some of you know that I have a little bit of issue with, how much we pay in taxes in Washington State. Take $64 billion. That's not even commercial. That's just residential and condos. Okay. Take that times that by 1.5%. That's what the state takes in, and actually in a lot of steps it's graduated a lot higher, up to 3%, but that's only about 7.5% of the transactions that are out there. Understand, they take in gobs and gobs of dollars, and they seem to not figure out how to spend it wisely. Anyway, off my soapbox again. That is my humble opinion. All right, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, here, when we take a look at some of the stats from last year, which is super cool. All right, Lauren June said that the biggest issue was with interest rates during 2022, and that is just an absolute given. That is without a doubt what created our biggest problems. During 2022, Freddie Mac's market survey showed that on the 30-year fixed rate, we went from 3.22 to a peak of 7.08%. Bloomberg's also cited that that the biggest challenge that we had there was interest rates. I don't think there's really anybody that, unless you've been living in a cave, that doesn't realize that that is our problem. But let's delve in a little bit more, okay? I'm going to show you some really important stats that as people were talking about, hey, the market's tanking, hey, it's what all these doom and gloom stories, which don't really exist. And then let's go into the next one, all right? In January, there was basically less than 2 months of supply, 0.61, right? And then at the end of the year, we had 2.09%. What's super interesting about that is when we take a look at these numbers here, okay, you can see that we brought in 10,000, right? But the average, right, is significantly higher. And in fact, in 2012, it was 24,000 and change homes that came in market, right? Okay, well, that's a big deal because we keep saying we don't have enough homes. We don't have enough homes. Even now we have 2 months of homes. It's not enough homes. And you might be saying, George, we're hardly selling the ones we have. Nay. I already showed you there was only 700 that came on and 1,100 that went off. There's more homes going off market than coming on. Guys, make sure you understand that you are not missing the boat here. There are sellers out there that right now they're saying, George, did you know that there are buyers still buying homes? Yes, of course they are. Why? Because it is a great time to buy a home. Hey, we were just talking to Don and his wife, Carol. They're looking at their options. They're taking a look at different things. And all I have to say is, look, don't be shy about, taking a look at alternative options to get the greatest number of eyeballs on your home. Because I'm telling you, buyers are there. They're looking for the value in those folks, those buyers that are willing to consider. When they can see a big stack of benefits for their big stack of dollars, they move. They're on it. We looked at a multifamily building, and it went off market in 2 days. Most multifamily has been hanging on a lot longer, and it's not even like it was discounted. In fact, we questioned, some of the numbers being, I think, a little high, but obviously there was a number of people because there were more than just us involved. We are still seeing not nearly as many multiple offers on well-priced homes. Because remember, okay, here's the thing, guys. All right, okay. Pay attention to this. Super important. Statistically speaking, it doesn't matter if it was 20 or 21 or if it was 2012 all the way, skipping those two even to today, right? Here's super important message for you. This is for the sellers. Pay attention when you're considering price. Statistically speaking, if you sell your home in the first 7 days, you will get between 100 and 107% of list price. Okay? All right. Now, if you miss that mark and you watch 20 days, you're only going to look at 98, maybe 96% of list price. What if you miss that mark and you go out to 40 days? Okay, now you're only going to look at 92, 93% of list price. So listen, time on market is directly proportional to the dollars that you have. The more activity that you create up front, the higher probability that you're going to give up less on a purchase and sale agreement during negotiation, plus the higher probability, the propensity of having multiple offers again. So you need to price yourself between the 7 and 10 day mark, 7 and 15 maximum, but really between 7 and 10 days. Why? because that's your highest probability of getting the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the fewest hassles. There you go. Back to the show. All right, let me pick up my bipper. Had to get my bipper here. All right, so when we take a look at the next one, you can see that when we talk about a snapshot of prices, you can clearly see from the message here. Let me get my little thing here. There we go. That based on the homes that we're looking at, we actually saw an 8%, 8.5% appreciation year over year, even with everything else that was happening, even with the slowdown and whatnot. And some people are saying, oh, it started off super fast and then it just wound down. Okay, our market did start to flatten out. Sure, we were at 103% of list price to sales price, right? Many people say it the other way. It sold within 103% of the list price, meaning it was higher. We're at 97% today. Part of that is a little bit of an adjustment in price. That's a given. Okay, is that horrific? No, not at all. But just keep in mind, as we are looking at the different metrics, the different elements of what's going on, and you take a look at new construction here, sure, we didn't sell as many homes, but we are still up year over year. Our price is still high. There's a typographical error. I sent that back to the MLS. These metrics are from the Northwest MLS. That should have been 2021, not 2022. Nonetheless, that's okay. It's no big deal. The key is that when you take a look at it, we are still selling for more, right? But look at this. This is super cool. And you might say, George, what in the heck is this? All right, so let's take a look at this. So these numbers right up here, 2021, 22, that's Northwest MLS. And over here, this number is King County. Okay, now, where do these numbers start to cross, right? Super important, because when we take a look at it, the price range between 300 to 500,000, let's just call it, that's where we saw 25 to almost 30% of where the homes were purchased outside of King County. King County is one of the larger counties. Please don't take this personally. I'm sorry. It is just one of the more affluent counties on the whole. Okay, San Juan County actually performed King County in a lot of ways, except for in volume. So because we use Pierce, King, and Snohomish counties as our constants, I'm sticking with the constants here. All right, but now take a look at this. So between 500 and 750,000, that's where King County and the Northwest MLS balanced out. But yet, when you get up to 750 to $1 million or over $1 million, that's where King County, that's where a bulk of their sales actually ended up happening. That's super important to understand, because we can see how those different areas not only affect the overall metrics, but you can still see we're still moving a lot of price points and a lot of different homes in both condos and residential, albeit we stick mostly to single family because it's easier to track. All right, mortgages. We talked about Wednesday, and let's talk a little bit about Friday. Friday turned out pretty good. Rates actually came down a little bit. Your single family ended up getting some pretty good rebate options as far as doing rate buy downs and whatnot. There's a lot of lenders out there that are in a lot of trouble. So make sure if you're using an online lender, holy smokes, please make sure you are doing your homework and that they're going to actually be there by the time you get ready to close. We've heard a couple of horror stories, and sad, but nonetheless, be super careful. In the meantime, I think that's the end of my show. Nope, it's not the end of my show. I was told I got a couple more slides here. Hang on a second. Let's pop back in here. If you're looking at doing a cash out refinance, hey, just make sure that you understand that they are going to be raising rates, and Feb 1, 2023 of this year, you are going to see some additional costs. So if you're looking at making a move, if you're looking at doing, a cash out to buy an investment property, which is still a really good idea. There's still a lot of great options out there. And if you are looking at maybe paying off some debt or whatnot, hey, listen, you just want to get on that sooner than later, because otherwise cash out refis are going to be a little painful. There you go. In the meantime, remember to subscribe. Today was a challenge. Absolutely loved it. Hope you guys preferred this one a little bit more. I do prefer standing up. Anyway, I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have an absolutely beautiful weekend. It is rainy. It has been snowy. It's just fugly outside. Anyway, have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'll see you on the next market update. Take care. Bye-bye.